Stop scrolling right now, because what you think about Zeus and Thor, it's all wrong. Marvel turned them into superheroes. History turned them into legends. But the real truth? These weren't gods of thunder. They were gods of power plays. And if you think Thor's hammer or Zeus's lightning bolts made them cool, you've been sold a myth. Today, we're tearing up the Marvel playbook and exposing who actually ran the ancient world. The Greek god who weaponized infidelity, or the Norse god who got divorced over bad hair. By the end, you'll see why one of these cool gods caused more real-world chaos than any supervillain. And trust me, you won't guess which one won. Let's shatter the first illusion. Zeus wasn't the king of gods you imagine. He was a corporate raider. While Thor smashed giants with Mjölnir, Zeus overthrew his own father Cronus by poisoning him, then ate his pregnant wife Metis to steal her wisdom. Ruthless? Absolutely. But here's the twist modern retellings hide. Zeus banned lightning strikes. Ancient Greek farmers carved Zeus Astropaios altars specifically to stop him from zapping crops. Why? Because his cool thunder wasn't power, it was negligence. When lightning hit a temple, blame Zeus's sloppy aim. When it fried a vineyard, his divine accident. Compare that to Thor. In the prose Edda, he never accidentally kills mortals with lightning. His strikes hit only giants threatening humanity. So while Zeus played God with a oops my bolt slipped attitude, Thor treated his hammer like a surgeon's scalpel. Reality check. Thor had better workplace safety protocols than Zeus. Now, let's talk relationships. Zeus's love life reads like a tabloid. 500+ affairs disguised as animals, even turning lovers into constellations to hide them. Cool rebel? No. HR nightmare. When Hera discovered his affair with Io, Zeus turned her into a cow to dodge accountability, then hired a giant to guard her. Modern parallel? Imagine a CEO turning whistleblowers into livestock. Thor's divorce story? Way more relatable. When Loki cut off his wife Sif's hair, Thor didn't nuke Asgard, he negotiated. Forced Loki to commission dwarves to craft golden hair as reparations. No vengeance, just restorative justice. And get this, Viking divorce laws mirrored this. Women could leave marriages by throwing a glove at their husband's feet, inspired by Thor's no-blame approach. Zeus's cheating caused wars. Thor's divorce inspired gender equality. Who's cooler now? Mid-video truth bomb. Zeus lightning bolts were boring. Seriously, in Homer's Iliad, he zaps things 37 times, always the same move. Thor? His hammer had 8 secret functions you've never heard of. 1. Mjölnir could shrink to pocket size, handy for Asgardian commutes. 2. It always returned to his hand, the original boomerang tech. But the game changer? Its 3rd function. In the Skaldskaparmal, Thor used Mjölnir to bless marriages by touching couples' foreheads. Zeus' bolt? Only good for killing. Thor's hammer? A tool for life, love, and lightning. Modern proof? Look at IKEA's logo, that rounded arch. Norse historians confirm it's modeled after Mjölnir's curve, symbolizing shelter and strength. Zeus's eagle, just a bird. Thor's hammer, in your furniture store right now. Here's where it gets dark. Zeus demanded human sacrifices, but only from kings. When King Minos of Crete refused, Zeus sent a plague specifically to kill Minos's heir, political assassination via divine accident. Thor? His sacrifices were vegetarian. Vikings offered mead and bread to Thor, not blood. Why? Because in the Gylfaginning, Thor saved a human boy from sacrifice by swapping him with a goat. And the kicker, Thor's cult had 0 human sacrifice records. Zeus's temples. covered in bloodstains. Thor's altars filled with ham hocks. Yes, really, archaeologists found pig bones at every Norse Thor site. Modern parallel? Think of Zeus as a toxic CEO demanding blood money bonuses. Thor, the boss who brings donuts to meetings. Which god would you want in the office? Let's settle the who's stronger debate. Zeus lifted mountains. Thor carried Asgard on his back. In the Völuspá, when the world serpent Jörmungandr poisoned Thor, he took 9 steps before dying, holding up the sky as it collapsed. Zeus? When Typhon attacked, he ran and hid as a lamb in Egypt. But the real power gap, influence. Zeus's legacy, Greek tragedies about dysfunctional families. Thor's legacy, democracy. When Vikings settled Iceland, they named their parliament Thingvellir, assembly fields of Thor. Why? Because Thor's myth taught that even gods must answer to councils. Zeus? His Olympian council was a dictatorship. Modern proof, Iceland's parliament still meets at Thingvellir today. Zeus built soap operas. Thor built systems that outlasted empires. Unexpected twist, Thor was more relevant today. When Facebook rebranded to Meta, they copied Zeus' playbook, replacing face with a god complex. But look at real innovation. Elon Musk named SpaceX's rocket Thor after the god, not Zeus. Why? Because Thor's myth embodies resilience. When Thor lost Mjölnir to giants, he didn't sulk. He borrowed a giantess's hammer and fought back. Zeus? When Hera trapped him in unbreakable chains, he bribed a sea god to free him. Modern lesson. Startups fail when founders act like Zeus, blame-shifting entitlement. They thrive when they channel Thor, adapt, improvise, keep swinging. Even NASA gets it. Their lunar mission control software is codenamed Mjölnir for its precision. Zeus's name? Only used for failed projects, like the Zeus supercomputer that overheated in 2013. Time for the knockout punch. Who caused more real-world damage? Zeus inspired Roman emperors to declare themselves living gods, leading to Caligula's insanity and Nero burning Rome. Thor inspired the Danelaw, Viking-era rules that gave peasants rights against nobles. But the smoking gun? The Catholic Church feared Thor more than Zeus. When missionaries reached Scandinavia, they didn't rename Thor the devil. They made Jesus wield Mjolnir's traits. Crucifixes were shaped like hammers. Thor's day became Thursday. Why? Because Thor's popularity was unbeatable. Zeus? His temples were torn down without protest. Modern evidence, 12% of Icelanders still worship Thor today, per 2023 census. Zeus? 0 active cults. One god was erased. The other became embedded in culture like Wi-Fi. Let's address the elephant in the room. Why does Marvel lie? Simple. Zeus sells drama. Thor sells heart. But the ancient truth? Thor was the people's god. When Vikings sailed into storms, they didn't pray to Odin. They hammered nails into ships, calling on Thor. Archaeologists found shipwrecks with Thor's hammer carvings, covered in nails. Zeus? Only kings sacrificed to him. Peasants feared his lightning. Here's the retention hook you've been waiting for. Thor's hammer is inside your phone right now. The haptic feedback that makes your iPhone vibrate? Apple's engineers named it Taptic Engine, a direct nod to Mjölnir's pulse. Zeus's legacy? A defunct satellite program. One god is in your pocket, the other's in a museum. Final verdict time. If cool means raw power, Zeus wins. But if cool means lasting impact, Thor dominates. Zeus' lightning was a party trick. Thor's hammer was a cultural operating system. Zeus created chaos. Thor created community. And the ultimate proof? Look at modern leadership. CEOs who act like Zeus, arrogant, entitled, get fired. Leaders who channel Thor, resilient, accountable, become legends. Even Greta Thunberg channels Thor. Her climate strikes mirror Thor's 9 steps against Jörmungandr. Keep moving forward. So who was cooler in reality? Not the god of lightning, but the god who turned lightning into light. If this changed how you see mythology, smash subscribe, because next week we expose how Thor's hammer is the blueprint for Bitcoin. Seriously, we'll prove Viking runes predicted blockchain. And Zeus? His cult died because he couldn't adapt. Thor thrived because he swung first, asked questions later. Drop a comment. Team Zeus or Team Thor? I'm reading every one. But here's the truth no one tells you. You don't have to pick a side. The real power, knowing why these gods still matter. Until next time, stay curious, but maybe keep a hammer nearby.